What's up, family? Welcome to another episode of the I Can't Help Them podcast. Listen, this is another episode. This one right here, listen, you might want to take some notes on this one. You're going to have to write down some stuff because I think we all done been through this and I'm just trying to help. Again, we are still in the month of February, which is the love month. I got them guests coming. Don't worry about it. I got them coming. But I want to do this episode too because this is going to help a lot of Christians. It's going to help a lot of Christians. It helped me. Listen, because God had to get me together at one point in time. But this episode is entitled The Red Flags Ignore. The red flags Christians ignore when it comes to dating. Not the obvious ones, not the extreme ones, but the subtle ones we excuse because they love God, they serve in the church, they speak in tongue, and somehow we think spiritual activity equates to emotional maturity. I'm going to say that one more time. Somehow we equate spiritual activity to emotional maturity. I'm gonna let that sit right there because that was a good one. Because us as Christians, we do that. We do that. We do that all the time. Listen, one of the biggest red flags Christians ignore this. They love God, but they don't treat people well. How you gonna know that? How you gonna say they love God, but they don't treat people well? You can't claim you love God and consistently disrespect people, manipulate conversations, avoid accountability, and dishonor boundaries. But you love God. Okay. Listen, 1 John 4:20 says, whoever claims to love God yet hate his brother or his sister is a liar. Yeah, liar. If they mistreat others, eventually they gonna mistreat you. Which, especially if it's consistent, if it's a pattern, what makes you so special that they not gonna mistreat you? Please let me know. I want to know this one. I want to know this. If they mistreat others and they've been doing it on a consistent basis, don't you think you next? You don't pay attention to the patterns. You don't. You know. Love for God should show up in character, not just confession. Not just you talking, but I want to see. I want to see your character, how you carry yourself, baby. Because you claim you love God, but we really finna see how much you love him. The next one, zero accountability. Listen, if they don't have a mentor, if they ain't got a pastor that they actually submit to, listen, now, if they ain't got no pastor to submit to, you already know to run the other way. Listen, especially if they talk that mess that we are part of the ecclesia. I don't need no pastor. God teaches me run the other way. Listen, run the other way. Everybody need a pastor. I don't care who you are. Everybody need a pastor. Friends who don't challenge them, or anyone who can't correct them. Listen, if you talking to somebody and can't nobody tell them nothing, or they can't ever see no wrong in themselves, but they see wrong in everybody else, and can't nobody correct them and tell them what to do, run the other way. Red flag. Don't ignore that. Red flag. I should have had a red flag for this episode so I can say, boom, red flag. Red flag. Not everyone loud about authority respects authority. Listen, because people talk, but when it come down to the authority coming down on them, they don't get too quiet. Listen, they don't do that. If they have nobody sharpening them, they're probably dull in places you haven't seen yet. If they ain't got nobody sharpening them, they dull in places you haven't seen yet. And you need to open up your spiritual eyes so you can see. Lord, give me a greater discernment. Because listen, give me a greater discernment, Lord. Open my, you see that? Open my eyes. I got four of them right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I got four of them. All four of them be open when I be listening. Ain't nobody got time. Listen, some Christians rush physical intimacy. Other Christians rush spiritual intimacy. Number one, you shouldn't be rushing physical intimacy anyway. You shouldn't even be doing it until you get married. Period. Until you get married, that's when you supposed to be That's when you supposed to be intimate in that area, the physical area. Because again, when you go to the physical part of things, you definitely started knowing the red flags. Definitely. But spiritual intimacy, what spiritual intimacy mean? You're praying together deeply too soon, calling each other wife and husband in week 3. Not week 3. Week 3, you're calling each other, oh, that's my husband, that's my wife. Future faking in 1 month. Talking about, oh, we gonna be doing this, we gonna be doing that. Oh, we planning out like, oh, we gonna get this house together. We gonna get that house together. What? It's only been a month. No, I'm not. I ain't saying God can't tell you stuff in the month. I ain't saying that. But a lot of times we put ourselves in these situations and God ain't told us nothing. Listen, this gonna be a good one. You don't owe no one access just because they say God told me. If it's from God, it won't need manipulation. Listen, I'm gonna sit back on this. Let me lean all the way back on that one. If it's from God, it won't need no manipulation. And then why are they even saying God told me you was gonna be my wife? Huh? I done had some listen, I done had some women come to me and say, God told me that I was gonna be your wife and your helpmate from where you going. And I'd be like, oh really? For real? Okay. Well, that red listen, that's one of the ways to get cut for me. You talking about the Lord told you you're gonna be my wife. Oh, okay. So you basically trying to manipulate me into make you my wife. Because the Bible says he who finds a wife, he who finds, so that means I gotta do the finding. I gotta do the searching. Not you coming to me telling me God told you that you was my wife. But that's a conversation for another day. But yeah, if you come to me talking about God told you that you was my wife, I'm gonna look at you like you're crazy. And I probably ain't talking to you no more. I'm just gonna be honest because nah. Don't try to manipulate me into talking to you and getting to know you. Just get to know me. Just be like, hey, I'm interested. I want to get to know you. Or I do the same thing. Hey, I'm interested. I want to get to know you. Let's see where this goes. Not you, my wifey. I'm your husband. We making future plans together. Nah, G, we not doing none of that. Listen, I'm just trying to get to know you because I don't know you. I done made that mistake before of moving too quickly and come to find out it wasn't what I thought it was, and come to find out this person got so many issues and things going on, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, I didn't sign up for this. And God been like, well, you rushed it. You rushed it. You rushed it. And I was like, oh God, I rushed it. Now feelings done got involved. Now I gotta heal from this person and all that type of stuff. Take time to myself. Listen. I know now. I know better. Listen, do what you do. I'm just trying to get to know you. Future plans, nah. Just trying to get to know you. Listen, this is a big one. This is a big one. Some people are gifted, but they are not healed. They can preach, they can worship, and they can quote scripture, but they haven't processed childhood, past relationships, rejection, divorce, and abandonment. Unhealed trauma in a relationship will show up. Unhealed trauma in the relationship will show up. I don't care what is going on. I don't care how long y'all been together. If that thing is not unhealed, it is going to eventually show up in the relationship. I do not care who it is. If they are not unhealed, it's going to show up in the relationship. Listen, you want to know how it shows up in a relationship? Number one, it shows up as jealousy. It shows up as control. It shows up as emotional withdrawal. It shows up as overreaction. Anointing does not counsel therapy. Just because you're anointed don't mean you don't need therapy. You anointed, yes, but you still got unhealed trauma that you need to take care of. Unhealed trauma. Unhealed trauma. Yes, unhealed trauma. Unhealed trauma. I'm saying it one more time. Unhealed trauma. Listen, if they have inconsistency, if they have not inconsistency, I'm sorry, if they have consistency issues which means they're inconsistent in communication, inconsistent in efforts, inconsistent in values. One week they're spiritually strong, the next week they're distant. Then they come back intense. That is an emotional roller coaster. Red flag. Pull up the flag. Red flag. And that is an emotional. Don't nobody want to go through that. You up one day, down the next, up, down, up, down. Nobody don't want to go through that, G. Listen, James 1 and 8 says, a double-minded man is stable in all of his ways. If they're unstable in one area, it will spill into the other areas. Think about that. If they're unstable in one area, it spills into other areas. Listen, I'm trying to tell you. See that now that this is the killer for me. The inconsistent communication. Now that's one of my biggest things. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. Like, don't text me one day and then you go ghost the next day. I don't like that. Or if I text you, at least acknowledge that I text or that I call. Don't just leave me on red. If I text or I call and don't get no response back, but you cut. Done. Listen, I got this from my friend Miranda. Like, she's gonna love this part of the clip. I'm trying to tell you, because she one of the ones. Listen, if we talking and I don't hear from you a whole day, then we ain't got nothing else to talk about. That's her motto. And listen, I at first I didn't agree because I was like, man, please, I need my space. Like, I don't want to talk to you every day. Like, we just get to know each other. I don't need to talk to you every day. But once we start getting to really lock in, like, I like that communication. Like, if I like you, like, I want to talk to you every day. Like, whether if it's a phone conversation or a text message or something of that nature, like, I want to talk to you. I want to at least hear from you. Once in a day. It ain't got to be much. Like, just, hey, was thinking about you, busy day, you know what I'm saying? Something. But just not to acknowledge, not to text, not to do nothing. Oh, you're cut. You're done. Slice. Like sliced tomatoes. I ain't playing. I ain't playing. I don't like inconsistent communication. I don't like inconsistency efforts either, because if I'm giving effort, I need you to give the same effort back. Like, if you claim you like me, now if you don't like me, then that's cool. Then I ain't gonna put no effort to it. But if you like me and I like you, listen, it needs to be a consistency of effort. Your values got to be consistent. Listen, and you can't be wishy washy. You can't be up and down. Don't nobody want to deal with that. We deal with enough with ourselves, and now we got to deal with you being up one day, down the next day, up one day, down the next. Man, please cut. I'm sorry, y'all. Cut. Got a little emotional about some of this stuff because there's some of the stuff I done been through. Some of the stuff I went through since I done got back out on the dating scene a little bit, not too much, just a little bit. I ain't doing nothing. Don't be inboxing me trying to figure out who I talk to or any of that stuff, because it ain't gonna happen. You ain't gonna never know. I already told my people the next time I get married, y'all will not see that woman until the day of the wedding. I even told my family that you won't see her till the day of the wedding, so don't ask at all. Don't ask. But anyway, yeah. So those three things are like my pet peeves. So, and I'm pretty sure it's other people's pet peeves. But inconsistent communication, inconsistent effort, and inconsistent values. Like, we got to get those in order. We got to get those in order. Listen, if they talk bad about their ex, if every ex was crazy, toxic, the problem, the villain, listen, that's not discernment. That's avoidance. Accountability matters. I can say that because I ain't gonna lie. At the beginning of when me and my ex-wife we separated, not gonna lie, listen, I tried to put everything on her. I tried to put the blame on her for everything. I was hurt. I was hurt. I was damaged. And I ain't want to look bad. I want to make her look bad. And all this type of stuff like that. So, like, put a lot of the blame on her, but I didn't take accountability for the things that I did in the marriage. Until one day I was in counseling and my counselor was going through, he was like, well, what did you do? What did you do for this not to work? And then the Lord slapped me in the face and was like, you not perfect. You could have did things better. So then I changed my language. Like, it wasn't all her. It wasn't all me. We both We both did things to where our marriage did not work out. I would not put the blame all on her, and I would not put the blame all on me. We both just didn't do some of the things that we needed to do to make our marriage work, and it ended up in divorce. And that's it. So I take accountability. I'm not playing the victim. I'm not saying she's crazy, she's toxic, or she is the problem. No, we both did things in our marriage that wasn't pleasing to each other and that wasn't pleasing to God. And it ended up in divorce. And that's plain and simple. Man, you ain't got to know the details of what was done or what wasn't done. Just know that when someone is always saying that their ex is the problem or anybody that they've ever dated, that they was the problem and they weren't the problem, like that's a red flag because you ain't perfect. What you do? What's your problems? What you unheal from? What is your things that you do that you're not willing to change? And these are conversations y'all need to be having when y'all dating people, or the things that y'all need to be paying attention to. Because listen, I tell you straight up, I wasn't the best husband. I definitely wasn't the best husband. You know what I'm saying? I had my flaws, listen, and there were some things that I did not want to change. And I'm just being real. Like, I ain't want to change some things. Like, one of the things I never really wanted to change was me shutting down. Like, arguments come, I would shut all the way down, get quiet, went talk. And it might go on for like 2, 3 days. Like, I'm just being honest. It might go on for 2, 3 days where I ain't want to talk. I just give you short answers. I'm good. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was me. Like, because I didn't know how to articulate my feelings. I didn't know how to talk. I didn't know how to express myself. I would shut all the way down. We thank God for deliverance because I don't shut down no more. But listen, you gonna know how I feel now. But I just know how to articulate better. But just saying that that's the accountability on my part that I could have did better in my previous marriage. That I could have been more open. I could have came up with ways to be able to express how I felt because honestly, shutting down is not fair to her. Wasn't fair to her, and it wasn't fair to me because it wasn't fair to her because I wasn't telling her how I felt and I wasn't telling her what I needed, and it wasn't fair to me because I wasn't expressing. I was just holding things in and pushing it down, and it made me resent her even more. When it came to that, I was hurting on both ends. You know what I'm saying? So again, a person that always says that their ex was the problem and they wasn't the problem, listen, you have to, that is red flag, red flag, red flag. So yeah, accountability matters. People have to take accountability for their actions because every time a relationship ends, it's not always the other person. It's something that you did too. Maybe you triggered that person to act the way that they acted. Maybe you did something that reminds them of their childhood trauma or something like that. And there just wasn't a conversation about it. But don't always blame the other person when you know you done some stuff too. Let me say this and let me be clear. Listen, I want to be clear as day about this. I want y'all to catch this. Christian dating is not about finding someone who looks special. Listen, it's about choosing someone who is growing, accountable, and has emotional maturity. Listen, red flags you ignore now can become prayer requests later. Don't ignore them red flags. I'm gonna say that one more time. Red flags you ignore now can become prayer requests later. Listen, do not ignore them red flags because if you got to pray about it later when you could have got it in the beginning, don't do that to yourself. Please don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. Listen, you can love God and still choose wrong if you ignore wisdom. You can choose. Listen, just because you love God don't mean you can't choose wrong. You can choose wrong now. You can choose wrong. I'm trying to. You can choose wrong. Don't you ignore wisdom. Listen, go back through this episode. Listen to certain things. Listen, because I don't want you to choose wrong with your next person. I don't want you to have to. I don't want you ignoring red flags for things that you're going to be on your knees praying about. later on during a relationship, or even when you get into marriage, when you had these red flags in the beginning and you could have nipped it in the bud then. Please don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Nobody deserves that. Listen, if this episode has helped you, look, share it with someone that's dating right now. Share it with them. Listen, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the Apple Podcast, Spotify, YouTube. Subscribe. Subscribe. Again, this is the I Can't Help Them podcast. And listen, y'all be blessed. All right there. Oh, what happened?